This is the iRest Artificial Intelligence Zero Gravity Massage Chair, and it turns an average evening into a real recovery session. I sit down tense and stiff, and I stand up feeling looser, warmer, and actually lighter on my feet. Massage chairs live in that sweet spot between comfort and wellness. I see this as a full-body recovery tool for people who spend long hours at a desk, work with their hands, train, or just carry stress in their back and shoulders. I fit several of those boxes. I edit videos at a desk, I carry camera gear, and I run on weekends, so my lower back and calves complain often. This chair has become a repeatable way to unwind without booking a spa day or coordinating schedules. Design is the first thing that sets the tone. The shape is modern and smooth, not flashy. The shell feels sturdy with a clean seam where panels meet the main body. The upholstery is a leather-like material that wipes down easily with a damp cloth, which matters more than the color or stitching on day 3 when I have coffee nearby. The cushioning has that supportive, slightly firm feel at first touch, and it relaxes as the rollers work through the track. Arm channels are angled so my forearms rest naturally without twisting my wrists. The foot section feels substantial. It extends forward, and the leg well adjusts with a gentle push, so height never becomes a problem. I am a little over 6 feet tall, and my shoulders line up with the top of the track without any awkward shrugging. I paid attention to fit and footprint because this is not a small piece of furniture. I left some space behind it so it can recline into the zero gravity position without nudging the wall. The side pocket is actually useful. My phone slips in and stays put. The universal serial bus port is right above it, so I can charge while listening to music through the built-in Bluetooth speakers. I do not have cables snaking across the floor. There is a simple control panel on the arm for quick taps and a full handheld controller for deeper adjustments. I tend to keep the handheld in the pocket and use the panel for start, pause, and recline. Setup was straightforward but heavy. I needed a second person to help tip the base out of the box and slide it into place. Assembly for me was mostly attaching the side covers, connecting a couple of color-labeled plugs, and securing the footrest with the provided screws. It took under an hour at a calm pace. The first power on runs a quick shoulder and leg position auto scan. The chair shifts a bit, measures where my shoulders land, and sets the roller path accordingly. That made the first session feel tailored rather than generic. The motor noise during setup and normal use is quiet enough to fade behind music or dialogue from a television. Daily use feels immediate, not fiddly. I tap a preset on the arm panel, or I say a voice command, and the chair responds within a second. The artificial intelligence voice control understands natural phrasing most of the time. It sometimes misses when my music is loud, but in a normal room it picks up commands without shouting. Recline speed is smooth. Zero gravity eases in without that seesaw feeling, and the return to upright does not jolt. Heating comes up gradually within a few minutes. It never gets hot. It just brings a steady warmth to the lower back that helps the rollers sink in. Performance comes down to how well the chair finds the aches and deals with them. The roller track is the reason I keep coming back. It follows an S and L-shaped path from neck to lower back and out toward the glutes, so the rollers do not stop at the belt line. They keep tracking down into the hips, which is where I store stress after runs. Pressure has a wide range. On a mellow day, I let it glide with a lighter touch. After a long shoot, I bump intensity and it digs in around the shoulder blades without feeling sharp. The rollers change techniques in a way that feels human. There is kneading when I lean into it, tapping when my back needs to wake up, and a rolling glide that stretches the spine. Airbags in the arms, shoulders, calves, and feet add a different kind of pressure. I slide my forearms into the channels and the cushions embrace instead of squeeze. That steady hold, release, and hold again helps blood flow. Down at the feet, the combination of air compression and foot rollers works. The rollers are not shy. On tight days they feel intense on the arches, so I wear thin socks and lower the foot intensity. When I do that, the balance returns, and I get that after effect of tingling circulation without soreness. The calf section does a rhythmic squeeze that pairs nicely with the yoga stretch program. The yoga stretch mode surprised me. The chair reclines, the The leg section holds my calves, and the backrest rises slowly while the airbags in the shoulder area hold me in place. It creates a gentle traction through the spine. I feel the space open between vertebrae, especially after a day in a chair. It is not a chiropractor, but it absolutely reduces that compressed feeling. I end those sessions with deeper breathing and a looser neck. Real-life testing brought out some patterns. On editing days, I run a 20-minute relaxation program right after dinner. I keep the heat on, light intensity, and let the music from the speakers fill the room. The sound quality is clean enough for ambient tracks and podcasts, though this is not a replacement for a dedicated sound system. Voices sound clear, and there is enough bass for soft beats. During weekends after a run, I switch to a firm program that targets the lower back and glutes. The chair locks in on the edges of the sacrum where I usually get tightness, and the foot rollers wake up tired arches. On busy mornings, I take a 10-minute quick session focused on the neck and shoulders. It resets my posture before screen time. One scenario stands out. A few days ago, I came back from a long shoot with a light backpack that never feels light after several hours. The area between my shoulder blades felt like a knot. I used the handheld controller to move the rollers up an inch at a time and parked them right on the tender spot. I set the chair to steady kneading and left it there for a few minutes, then added a slow tapping pattern. That manual control is what makes this more than presets. I could hunt down the exact area, adjust width, speed, and pressure, and stay there until it let go. Zero gravity positioning matters more than I expected. When my knees rise above my heart and my back reclines, the pressure on the lower spine drops. The rollers do more with less force because my weight is distributed. I feel that especially when the chair transitions into stretch movements. The lack of pressure means the stretch happens across the whole back rather than one single pivot point. The smart touches help day to day. The artificial intelligence voice control lets me start, pause, or change programs without picking up the controller. Getting from a full recline to upright with a voice command when a phone rings feels great. The memory function saves my favorite settings, so I do not reconfigure intensity, speed, or target area every time. The universal serial bus charging keeps my phone topped up during longer sessions. The side pocket means the controller does not slide around or drop to the floor. The materials stay cool to the touch even after heating is on for a while, which keeps perspiration down. There are a few things I wish were different. The foot rollers, as good as they are, can be too assertive on a day when I just want a gentle session. Lowering intensity helps and socks help, but there is a narrow zone between soft and strong that I wish had one more step. The speakers are convenient, not high fidelity. For background audio they are perfect, but I do not expect audiophile level detail. The artificial intelligence voice recognition misses a command once in a while, especially with a fan running nearby. The chair is heavy and large, which is not a flaw in performance, but it does require planning. Moving it up narrow stairs or through tight doorways is not fun, and once it is in place, I do not want to shift it often. Heating focuses on the lower back and seat. I would love a bit more warmth in the calves for winter nights. Even with those notes, the day-to-day experience wins me over. I keep reaching for the same combination of features. Zero gravity when I want pressure relief. Stretch when my back feels compacted. Manual targeting when a knot pops up between the shoulder blades. Heat when I need to relax. Airbag compression in the calves after a run. The chair stacks these together in a way that feels coherent and predictable, which is exactly what I want from something I plan to use several times a week. One specific use case has become part of my routine. I queue up a calming playlist from the built-in speakers, recline into zero gravity, set a 20-minute program that alternates kneading and rolling, and let the chair guide a stretch sequence at the halfway point. The foot compression ramps up during the last 5 minutes while the rollers settle into the lower back. I end with a slower glide back to upright and a minute of silence. It is a reset button that fits into a single break window without disrupting the rest of the evening. Over the last few weeks, the iRest artificial intelligence zero gravity massage chair has stepped into that rare category of home gear that sees actual daily use. It is not just a showpiece. It is a tool I depend on. The design fits a modern room, the controls are simple, the performance is consistent, and the combination of roller track, compression, heat, and stretch actually addresses real tension. Anyone expecting instant miracles will be disappointed. It is still a chair, not a magic wand, but as a repeatable way to relax, recover, and maintain better posture, it delivers. I recommend it for people who want a reliable, full-body massage experience at home without scrolling through menus for half an hour. I recommend it for people who sit a lot and feel that end-of-day slump in the lower back. I recommend it for runners and lifters who want to keep calves, hamstrings, and glutes from turning into concrete. If space is tight or moving heavy furniture is a challenge, plan ahead. If foot sensitivity is a concern, use socks and start light. For everyone else, this feels like a very capable, very comfortable recovery chair that earns its space. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to the channel and let me know your questions or your own experience in the comments. Thank you for watching.